Townsville has come around quite quick, Damien. We are going to preview the Townsville 500. I should say NTI Townsville 500 because that's the name of the sponsor. Correct. We are the Golf Bounce.
Much classier.
Oh, Sunshine Coast. Oh, yeah.
I'm up on the Sunshine Coast. Yes, loving life up here. But unfortunately, holidays come to an end pretty soon. But have enjoyed my time here immensely. But we need to get this one done. Yeah, because Townsville has popped around pretty quick. And
it has.
Guess what?
Well, that was a bit rude, Damo. You chopped me off, you bastard. But let's lead into something else that was pretty rude. Our fellow Aussies go all the way to America only to get pumped into the wall.
There definitely feels like the Yanks have had enough of us coming over and beating them. It definitely feels like there's a few no more of this. Thanks. See you later, Mr. Perkins. You're out. So it felt like that. And then Brown
just got caught up in the biggest pile-up that's ever been of pile-ups. It was just astonishing. That was of course, we're talking about the Chicago race that Shane Van Gisbergen dominated both Xfinity and Cup, absolutely dominated. Well done, Shane. You are the king of the street and the king of the burnout. I will give you that, because both burnouts were sublime, even if NASCAR managed to miss your last one by a little bit. But yes, we had Jack Perkins over there. He was racing in the Xfinity. He qualified 5th and was sitting pretty about 6th, I think, in the race for 13 laps before somebody just absolutely nailed him into the fence. And we didn't get to see who it was because NASCAR missed it.
Yeah, it just conveniently happened to be not on the camera anywhere. Haven't seen any footage of it since. It didn't sound great, and it's such a shame because he'd obviously done a lot of work in preparation. Really wanted to make this the best crack he could, and did as best he could until that moment. Jeepers, what a tragic end!
It was a tragic end, so it was unfortunate. But he got a lot of experience over there regardless, and he still has the Portland round to go. So hopefully he'll have a better run at Portland. And by the pace that he had at Chicago, I would suggest with a little bit more experience under his belt, he might go right at Portland as well. But the other Aussie over there was, of course, Will Brown, our current V8 Supercar champion. He walked under a ladder earlier this year and hasn't recovered since, and that continued. So the guy qualified 19th. He looks like he had a little bit of pace. And then early on, there was mass carnage, and Brownie had absolutely nowhere to go but into the wreck. And I kind of felt like Cole Trickle. You can drive through it. Oh, actually, no.
No, you can't. You're definitely right. For 2025, he has found some sort of unlucky streak because he's carried it with him from Supercars, and just didn't get it right all weekend. Just unfortunate for him, but I'm sure the experience and the fun of it all is always worth it. Getting yourself into a NASCAR, I'm sure.
Mate, it's absolutely epic, and he actually said in an interview that he'd really like to see a race weekend here with the NASCARs as well as our cars racing on the same weekend, and just having some changes between the drivers and stuff, just to see how everyone goes. And I think that's a ripper idea. Could you imagine the Gold Coast 600, mate, with NASCARs and V8 Supercars alike? That event would go off.
That would be epic. Imagine those big beasts and the sounds bouncing off the walls and the cars bouncing off the curbs. Oh,
that's so good.
It could be gold.
I think Will's onto that one. Who can sort that out? Pete?
Warbo.
Pete Addison. Warbo. Pete Addison. Get together.
Someone.
We've got an idea.
Get it.
And
get it done.
Now that you've had that idea and it came from us, our accounts are listed below. If you could just transfer all the cash so we can keep this running. Thanks.
Show me the money. Yeah.
All right, Jerry, calm down.
All right.
So let's get into it, mate. Let's get into it, because we've got quite a bit going on this weekend. It is the NTI Townsville 500. We have sunny conditions all weekend, Damien, 26, 27 degrees. A little bit of cloud about on the Saturday and Sunday, but I don't think that'll be anything to worry about. And then we've got a crazy lineup.
Oh, no. All right, hang on. Let me just shake the fog off my brain. Let's see if we can get this right. Hit me. What's happening on the Friday?
All right, Friday we've got 2 practice sessions, followed by qualifying for race 20 at 1:20 p.m. And then race 20 is a 35 lapper at 3:40 p.m.
On Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Something different. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So
what about Saturday?
Right. So now that we've all finished work and we get to watch the actual racing, qualifying for race 21 takes place on Saturday morning. Top 10 shootout is for race 21 is at 12:05 p.m. And then we have race 21, which is 70 laps, Damien. Big boy at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Wow. So that's going to be a killer. And we back that up for the Sunday. Identical time starts for race 22 and all the top 10 shootouts and the like. So big weekend of racing ahead.
Yeah, interesting. They've rolled that Friday. I know they've got a lot of events in and around the supercars to try and make that a whole getaway up at Townsville. So there is a lot happening. But yeah, Friday race, that is quite interesting. And I'll be catching that one up because that's obviously the day I'm returning home from holiday. So I'll be flying. So I'll catch up with that at some point on the weekend. And then everyone else who's working has to do the same.
Quite correct, my friend. Quite correct. I'll have to catch up or watch while I am working, which of course I don't do because that's a no-no. But yes, definitely an interesting one. My question to you on this one though, Damo, is whether this is actually needed. Do we need 3 races on a weekend over 3 days, especially when we've got 2 big 70 lappers? Do we need that 35 lap race at the start?
I guess it's been a common theme for us. I'm happy for supercars to kind of try these things to see how they go. I just don't think this one is going to work. I don't know how they're going to get the eyeballs on that Friday race with people working. It might be good for turnout locally, making it more of an event. I think that's what they're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, I think when you're coming across, it's a bit of a struggle to get the eyeballs onto the TV on the KO and Foxtel. Yeah, Friday just doesn't seem like it's the right move for me.
No, totally agree. Friday is the wrong move. And apparently this is happening in Adelaide as well for the finale event. And I just can't get around it because at the end of the day, Friday is just a lost cause. So this is not football, by the way. We're not playing in the night or anything like this. This is just during the day. Come on. Hang on 1 second. Right. Now that that's out the way. All right. So the last year's results, we had Cam Waters winning at that time race 13 from Chaz Mostert, Will Brown, and Matt Payne was 4th with Thomas Randall in 5th. And then the race 14, because it was only 2 races last year, Dave, as I hit the mic again, Matthew Payne won that one with Cam Waters in 2nd, Chaz Mostert 3rd, LeBrock in 4th, and Thomas Randall in 5th. So it was very much a Ford affair last year. Do we think we're going to have that this year, David?
Well, I bloody hope so after we've had a bit of a lackluster, been really struggling because of some of the parity. Let's talk parity again. Hopefully it is a good round. We can kind of balance it out a little bit and get some of our boys back up there because, quite frankly, I'm a little tired, especially coming off a Camaro Cup kind of weekend in the last few rounds.
But it wasn't Camaro Cup. Didn't you hear Brad Jones? He said, it wasn't Camaro Cup at all, mate. Like, it was only Brock Feeney. He was on his own. There was no BJR cars up there.
Suddenly. No, they didn't outstanding, have their best weekends ever in terms of qualifying stuff. No, not at all.
No, not Camaro Cup at all, Damien. It's a tactic.
I love you.
It's a tactic, he said. A tactic by the Ford guys to get the upper hand. Yeah, pull the other leg.
Love you, Brad, but we can all see through what you're doing. Yep, you're just trying to make sure the Ford don't get too far advanced so that when you grab the Toyotas next year, you're on song. We get it. We get it.
It's very much the Larry Perkins book of play, that one.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So we must move on to our predictions, Damien. Do you want to roll the intro for it? Smooth. I like it.
I've got this all covered, even when I'm in remote locations.
Very good.
Right.
All right. So I have changed that. Have you noticed that I changed up the predictions, Damien?
I was just about to ask you what is going on. I was all ready to go, and then you had this little curveball in there. I'm like, oh, wait, I need more than 5 minutes to think about this.
Come on, mate. You're on holidays. You got all the time in the world.
Yes, true. But I did see you put in the standout performer. It's just probably a way of recognising, someone that maybe not going to get a trophy, but has a great weekend. So I like it.
Yeah, I thought we could predict who might be the standout performer from the weekend, and then we can debate it, when we come back after the fact on whether they were the standout performer or if it was somebody else. But yes,
wrong.
Yeah, correct. Of course, the standout performer will be somebody who outperforms what they usually would do. I think we've got some interesting. So based on that, Damien, who will be your standout performer for the NTI Townsville 500?
Well, I have chosen someone that went well last year. Jack LeBrock is my pick. I just sort of feel like Erebus have had a pretty torrid run recently, but they are starting to bounce back in some of their performances. And Jack is due for a good one because he hasn't had the best runs. I sort of feel like if it's a track that he likes, Erebus can kind of get their ducks in alignment. He's very likely going to outperform where he has been, and so he's my standout performer.
Very good. Jack LeBrock for Damien. For my standout performer, I have gone Kai Allen. After his Darwin event, I believe that he is going to come to the front. Don't know what word I was going for there. He'll come to the front, and I think Kai will do well this weekend and continue his form into that. So I'm looking forward to it because, it'll be nice just seeing both those Penrite boys out the front. So I'll move on and I'll move straight to my race 20. Yes, that is race 20, not race 1 for the weekend, like we'd all like to say, but race 20 of the championship winner. And I have backed in my man, Ryan Wood, for the win.
What a surprise. What a surprise.
Got to work one day.
You do. Well, I was giving it some thought about who's going to be strong, and I have picked a lot of the Mustang boys because I feel like we should be on song up there. And I just feel like he is due for a good round because we've sort of been building a little bit last round, but had some shockers prior. So I have chosen Chaz to come out of the box nice and early and grab race 20 as a win.
Woody and Chaz to race each other for the win. Ooh, spicy. Young dog, old dog. Who's going to get it? All right, so very good. So race 20 out of the way. We will move on to the top 10 shootout. Obviously, it's easier to predict the shootout than it is to predict the qualifying. And by easy, it's not easy at all if you've ever looked at our results. Damien, who do you have for race 21 in the top 10 shootout?
Yeah, well, it's going to become a bit of a theme between two Mustang teams, and I have chosen Matthew Payne, the lanky Kiwi. Yes, well, you can't have all the boys, mate. There's, people will start talking. You can't have Woody and Payne. So,
well, you can.
So I have decided on that bombshell to take. I think Payne, the WAU and the Penrite boys should have strong weekends. So I've chosen pole for Matt.
Very good, mate. I like it. But you're wrong. I have gone for Ryan Wood to get the top 10 shootout pole position for race 21 because, it's Woody. And the guy's fast, and I feel like he's going to be fast this weekend again. So, Ryan Wood, top 10 shootout pole position for race 21. And then when we actually go into the winner of race 21, I feel like we've just done a reversal, Damien. I've gone for Matthew Payne.
And I'm reversing to Ryan Wood.
Hey!
I think Woody's due to have a bit of a better run in the race. He's been doing all he can outside of it, out of his control sometimes, and sometimes getting caught up in wrong things and car problems. He's got to take a win. Yeah.
Pain in the wood, or would he give him pain? I'm not sure, but one way or the other, hopefully we're right, because either or, I think we win. All right, so race 21, we're both predicting a Penrite WAU battle. So for top 10 shootout in race 22, I believe we have the same bloke, Damien.
We have, and I've kind of repeated myself a little bit, but I've just gone for Payne to get pole, as have you with Matty Payne to take out pole.
Certainly have. I love it when Paney inflicts that pain on the rest of the field. So I'm trying all the puns tonight. If you don't like it, I don't care. So moving on to the winner of race 22, and it's kind of the same sort of thing, but different, I guess. I've gone for Matthew Payne. Damien, who do you have?
I think Ryan Wood is just going to start cementing himself into that 10. He's going to make it there. So we'll see who's right, and with any luck, one of them will be up there for us.
We need it. I'm telling you. It's Brock Feeney winning everything is killing me at the moment. Kudos to Brock for doing it, but at the same time, piss off, mate. We want to see multiple winners. So so that's our predictions. Good luck to all of you. Please put your predictions in the comments below. None of you have done it so far, but please do, because we kind of want you to have a bit of fun with it. Tell us who you think will be the standout performer, who's going to win, who's going to get the pole. We want to know. All right, so let's move on to some off-track topics, Damien. Because there's been a little bit of news. We've had Jaden Juice Ojeda announced as pairing with Ryan Wood, and I feel like there are some terrible puns to come out of that one.
Carry on, just ignore that one. Because WAU did announce both of their enduro drivers as Ojeda and Fabian Coulthard, and then swiftly straight after that announced that Ryan Wood would be with Ojeda, and that leaves Slickman Coulthard with Chaz. So
we've got like the porno get up versus the hair campaign.
It's going to be interesting to see, because I'm hoping Fabs is going to be like on song and just give Chaz what he needs to be able to secure some big wins over that endurance campaign. And I feel like Jaden's had some great campaigns. He's been doing really well as some of the supporting drivers over the past few years. And I think him and Woody could be just the kind of magic we need.
That it could be. Wow. Anyway, the other news is that Bailey Sweeney has put his hand up for Courtney's seat. This was an interesting thing. It's not that he's been offered the drive or anything like that. He's just literally put his hand up and said, if there's an opportunity, I'm in. What's your take on this? And I mean, this is Bailey's first Super 2 year. He's had some up and down results, but he's shown some genuine pace. Do you think that BRT would be likely to take another young lad on alongside Aaron, or do you think they will be trying to find maybe a little bit more experience?
Yeah, I mean, kudos, from a PR campaign. Get your name out there. Let them know. Let the world know that you'd like that. But I guess what did Austin Powers say? A gold-plated toilet, but we can't have everything. It'd be very unlikely that they wouldn't take perhaps someone who might end up out of a seat, or someone like that's fallen out or has changed in terms of driver switch-ups that might happen, and have an experienced head in that team. I think you need one of each for that team to keep making the progress that they are. You need someone that can be able to set up the car and bring some experience to help, bolster that team. If you've got two really young rookies, I just think it's going to be too slow progress, and it's just not going to win anyone any favours.
Yeah, look, I tend to agree. I think BRT need some guidance, and they almost need a Tanda style person coming in to really guide some of their guys along the way. And I mean, they have made some changes, so and they have found some pace of late, so that is good news. But young Aaron is still sort of languishing a little bit while Courtney sort of made it up the field. So a little bit of work to be done there before Bailey gets the call up, but I'm sure if the opportunity comes up, he'll be the first one to take it on, as he said.
Of course.
Right. So some more news, which was not breaking, but finally fixed, we could say, is Motorsport Powertrains MPT, which is the motorsport division or the engine division of DJR, have struck a deal with Ford to get paid out essentially, and Triple Eight can now take over all the engine and homologation obligations.
Where's our cut? That's what we suggested. That was when the hostage situation occurred. We were very, very upfront that okay, Ford, you've caused this issue. Pay the money, right? Because there is expectations being as the engine provider that there is money involved, that they're going to recoup on the investment they've had to make as they sell the engines to the other teams. And I think it just makes perfect sense. So I'm glad that our knowledgeable and level-headed approach, they're just taking it on board for themselves.
Mate, we have some big paychecks coming, I'm telling you. They might be fake, but they're still big paychecks. No, I agree. I think it's finally the right resolution has come about, and finally we can see Triple Eight take the head and actually try and make some inroads onto everything that unfolds in the Ford camp. To say, this is interesting, and I think when I first announced that Triple Eight were coming across to Ford and this was all happening, I was pretty frustrated with the whole situation, let's say. But as time's gone on, I'm now more like, just get them in and get it done. Like I've gotten to a stage where it's like they're taking it over. Just get them in, because the faster they're in, the faster they can make improvements, the faster we can keep all moving forward, and the faster DJR can just get back to doing what they used to do, which was go racing and try and win trophies. So I think this will be a good thing for both now that it's out of the way, because they're not focusing on it, and hopefully for our sakes Triple Eight fall apart this year but pick it up next year, and and we're all happy days as long as Brock's not winning. Sorry, Brock. I gotta say, look, Brock, I give you a lot of shit. I'm very sorry. I'm sure you're a lovely bloke, and I don't actually have anything particularly against you. I just don't want you to win.
You keep trying to sell that dream, because your history will get exposed, I'm sure. But we do want the other boys to have a chance, but it's not looking strong. But this weekend could be the start of the revolution for the Mustangs. So let's hope that Townsville is kind for us, hey?
Absolutely. And before we do on this, and this is one that I haven't put in the run sheet, Damien, because I actually just listened to it earlier today while I was testing cars. It is the one about Lee Holdsworth talking about the first year of running that Mustang up the hill in Gen 3, and just recounting how depressing it was, and just the knowledge of being at a racetrack and knowing that you have no opportunity to win this race, even if all the cards, he said that even if all the cards had gone their way, they would not have won that race. And that is uber depressing, and the reason why they need to get it right for this year, because we've had 2 years of this shit, and it's time to make sure that this year we have a battle, not just of Camaros.
Yes. Fingers crossed for that, because that was a bit of a it's great to see the more voices. It's validating the importance of getting that right, and let's just hope that Teddy Edwards, he's listening, and that our new CEO Warbo also makes the necessary adjustments that we need to, because Yeah, I can't deal with Stephen for another Bathurst in that same vein again. It's just going to be miserable. So please fix it for my sake, for my sanity.
What are you saying?
Exactly what I'm saying.
Rude. No,
Rude.
you're right. I must admit, it's very frustrating, and it just gets frustrating. That's all I'm saying. It gets frustrating. But yes, hopefully this year's different. Hopefully we get something that's actually a race. I don't actually give a shit if the Camaras win. The point is that there needs to be an actual battle, and the Mustangs need to have some sort of chance of doing it. Not what we've witnessed in the last couple. So that will wrap up our preview, even though we're talking about Bathurst, for the NTI Townsville 500. You've seen our predictions. What are yours? Put them down below. We'll be. Oh, what are you pointing at? Social media up here. Hang on, that way. I can't. There we go. Social medias at the Valve Bounce guys on Facebook and all your social webs. Social webs. That's terrible. Anyway,
with that,
have a great weekend. Enjoy your racing, and we will see you in the next one.
Thanks, boy. See ya.
Thanks, Davo.